Dr. Abhay, I welcome you here on stage.
Thank you, Shashank. Thank you, Munjay, for inviting me. Am I audible? Or okay. First, I really would like to thank you for inviting me for your hackathon. Usually, I visit a large number of colleges, but I rarely get opportunity to actually go and talk to industry people. And I really, when I got this invitation, I just grabbed it because I have few things which I would like Tridents to do, and we will discuss that after this talk. Another important thing, the reason I accepted this invitation, because as you were saying, Munjay was also telling me that you have a very, very young population. And you told me that the average age is 26, something like. So I am 50, so half of my this one. And usually when I have to address this kind of crowd, I usually end up reminding the conversation which I had with my son. सुनाई दे रहा है? तो my son is doing graduation right now, and usually I call him every day because he is staying in hostel. वो तो मुझे कॉल करता नहीं है, और जब भी मैं कॉल करता हूं तो usually he pretends to be busy. बराबर है ना? हाँ? एंड जब उसका फोन आता है तो मुझे जरा दर्द होने लगता है कि अभी कितना पैसा मांगने वाला है. So one day it happened that I called him, and again he pretended to be busy, and but he told me, नहीं अभी मैं कुछ देख रहा हूं, I am seeing something on Netflix and I want to sleep. I said why? नहीं कल कोई आ रहा है और हमको पीछे बैठने के लिए बुलाया है. सेम थिंग इज हियर. हाँ, कोई आ रहा है और पीछे बैठने के लिए बुलाया है, और मुझे जल्दी जाना है. आई हैव टू गो अर्ली बिकॉज पीछे के नहीं तो सीट्स फुल हो जाते हैं, आगे बैठना पड़ता है. So this is kind of a conversation so usually I have, but I hope that is not the case here today, because you are actually working for a hackathon here. Another discussion which I have usually with him is, बाबा रे, सिर्फ पैसा मांगने के लिए फोन मत किया कर. कितने लोग आप फोन करते हो अपने पेरेंट्स को वेरी पैसा मांगने के अलावा? हाँ, देखो, वेरी फ्यू. हाँ, बराबर है ना? I have given my credit card, add-on credit card to him. तो पहले मुझे एक OTP आता है, and then मुझे पता होता है कि उसका भी फोन आने वाला है कि OTP पूछने के लिए, कि share with me the OTP. And that's how the life goes. But what I do when I speak to him, I try to ask him every day that तूने आज नया क्या किया? That kind of conversation I always try to have. And many times he doesn't have answers for it. How many of you actually have that habit of मैंने आज नया क्या किया? I think यहाँ से बहुत disconnect. आप कितने लोग पूछते हैं? How many of you ask very routinely कि what new I have done today? Can you raise your hand? Very few, right? But we need to get into that habit, because now the world which is going to evolve is going to be very, very different kind of a world. And how many of you have actually thought about how the world and how this entire sector is going to evolve? How what is going to be tech industry 5 years from now, 10 years from now? जिस तरह से the way OpenAI and DeepSeek and Grok and those kind of things are actually disrupting the sector, how many of you are thinking about what will happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now? How many of you think on those lines? So let's today take this opportunity of envisaging the world, what is going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Shall we try that? Huh? So, how many of you have heard? So, I will share with you two scenarios, okay, which are going to be reality in next 10 years from now. And let's ask ourselves that whether we are ready for these scenarios. Because many of you will be in your 20s, right? 20, 25, 26, 27. How many of you are above 30? Only me, I think. I am the oldest guy here. Okay? Okay. So, two things are going to be very, very evident moving forward. And let's ask ourselves that are we ready for that? One is advent of gig economy. Right? You know what is gig economy? How many of you know what is gig economy? Again, very few. How many of you know Ola, Uber? Swiggy, Zomato? हमारे फोन पे तो 4 ही ऐप काम करते हैं ना. हाँ, पहला तो इंस्टा है, दूसरा है स्विगी जोमेटो, बराबर है, और तीसरा अभी मे बी ब्लिंकिट. बाबा ब्लिंकिट, मेरे घर में तो वही चलता है. But if you really look at the business models of what these people are doing, they are very different. मैं सुबह ओला के लिए गाड़ी चला सकता हूं, मैं शाम में उबर के लिए चला रहा हूं, बराबर है ना? Means what? Let's ask the question, means what? Means I am not an employee of Ola or Uber. I get paid for the task which I do. Right? You are getting what I am trying to say? Means what? When the gig economy becomes mainstream, the concept of permanent jobs is going to get vanished. Right? You are getting what I am trying to say? Like what we have in film industry. If you want to make a movie, you get actors, actresses, everyone together. You work on that project, you deliver on that project, you move on. Right? And when I am working on one film, I can work in other film also. Right? एक हीरो या एक हीरोइन या एक टेक्नीशियन 3-4 प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम करते हैं ना simultaneously, which are very, very different. Start imagining if that happens in tech industry, where you can, ये moonlighting, ये वो सब बंद हो जाएगा, ये concepts खत्म हो जाएंगे. When I can work on different projects simultaneously with different companies, what we need to ensure is there is no conflict of interest. But if I can do that, then how the entire employability scenario or how the industry is going to evolve. And whether we like it or not, gig economy is going to be a reality. Already in US, everyone will agree, right? They have started hiring people from projects to projects, 6 months project, 1 year project, 3 months project. And when AI will be mainstream again, anyway, AI has become mainstream, but when you will have no code automations and those kind of things actually mainstream, and that is going to happen in a couple of years from now, how the entire sector is going to evolve? That's the question we really need to ask. And are we prepared for it? So this is the first scenario. The second scenario is, fortunately or unfortunately, the millennial generation, the generation Z which we are talking about. You are all generation Z? Gen Z hai na aap? Sab. And you take pride in being a Gen Z, right? You are going to live for 90 years, 95 years. Some of you are going to live even for 100 years. Because the way our medical systems are evolving. You are getting what I am trying to say? Even if you look at current Japan's life expectancy, it is 85. The life expectancy in Japan is 85 right now. It means many people are living till 90 or 95. We are very lucky, people sitting here and myself, we are going to die early, you know. We are very lucky because the reason is, if you are going to live for 90, 95, then you don't have pensions, right? We don't have pensions. We don't have any social security in a sense. So, we will have to work till we are 75, minimum. You are getting what I am trying to say? 75 साल तक काम करना पड़ेगा हमारी उम्र तक, till we are 75. Because you can only survive on your savings for last 15 years, 20 years. Not more than that. I'm talking about an average student or an average individual. The reason is, if you really look at the way inflation is moving, the way economy is progressing, the value of money is getting reduced to 10% every 21, 22 years. That has been the trend for last around 100 years. So, currently what is valued at 100 rupees is going to have 10 rupee value, or that value of that note is going to be equivalent to 10 rupee in 20 years. So now, if you don't have pensions, if you don't have the social security of what we are talking about, and if you have to work till 75, at what age you graduate? 22? 23? So your professional span is going to be of how many years? 50 years. 52 years, 53 years. Right? So anywhere between 45 years to 55 years. You're getting what I'm trying to say? Please understand how the things are evolving. So if you have to work for 50 years, how you are going to do that? We don't know what is going to happen 5 years from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now. Have we thought about it? Even some of the best reports, even NASSCOM is also saying that, and others are saying that an individual will change his career thrice, you know, in his 45 years of span. Thrice means what? You have to reskill yourself. You have to upskill yourself. अगर वो करना है, तो have we developed that mindset of lifelong learning? And if you have not developed that mindset of lifelong learning, then, Munjay, we were discussing, right? In some of the companies, big companies, we only have now people managers. जिसको हम हमारी भाषा में डॉट फॉरवर्ड्स बोलते हैं, राइट? यानी क्या? कुछ भी ईमेल आता है, कुछ भी आता है तो ऊपर वाले से पूछो क्या करना है, जो इंस्ट्रक्शन देगा वो नीचे वाले को बोलते हैं प्लीज डू द नीडफुल। बराबर है कि नहीं? दैट्स द डॉट फॉरवर्ड है, पूछो ये कर लो। वी डोंट रिक्वायर नाउ सच काइंड ऑफ मैनेजर्स। एंड इफ यू रियली लुक एट these kind of people in this big tech industries, thousands of people are there like that, who are in their 30s, who are in their 35. एक घर होता है, बच्चे एक दो बच्चे होते हैं, EMI चलता है, कार EMI पे है, घर EMI पे लिया है, and then if you tell them suddenly that you don't have a job because you're useless, technology has moved on, and then they are in shock. They don't know what to do because they have never prepared themselves for lifelong learning. And how you can prepare yourself for lifelong learning? You have to ask yourself every day that मैंने नया क्या किया, आज मैंने नया क्या किया. Because when gig economy becomes a reality, only best of the people are going to get projects, because I can work on multiple projects na, side by side. अगर मैं multiple projects पे side by side काम कर रहा हूं, then I don't require a different person. And if you really look at same thing which happens in film industry, जिनको काम मिलता है उनको बहुत काम मिलता है, लेकिन there is a large section जिनको काम ही नहीं मिलता है. And the reason why they don't get work is because they are not ahead of their curve in the sector. And the reason why they are not ahead of curve is because they never inculcated the habit of asking very tough questions like मैंने आज नया क्या किया. And that is the reason you have to push yourself and participate in such kind of hackathons and so on and so forth, which will actually challenge you to think out of box. Tedans ने किया होगा ये, and they will actually nurture some of the talent and certainly will do good things. But it's not just 24 hours event which you have to look at from that perspective. कि आज मैंने किया, मैंने कुछ prize लिया, I got maybe hired. But what you really need to start thinking is what I will be 10 years from now, whether I can remain relevant 15 years from now. And जब मैं colleges में भी जाता हूं, तो मैं उनको पूछता हूं कि are your systems relevant or are your systems ready to handle these kind of youngsters which eventually will come to college when they will be 30, 35. You know, even their business models are going to also change. And I tell them that please start engaging with the youngsters. आप आपके बच्चों को अच्छी तरह से treat करो. Because अभी तो, you know, how many of you are from private organizations, private colleges? Majority of them, right? Huh? How many of you actually think that मेरा college मुझे पूरा चूसता है, huh? निचोड़ता है? Majority of you, right? And I am telling my institutions the same thing. कि now you have to treat a student, a customer for next 50 years. Maybe you have to emerge as his professional spouse or something of that sort. Where you tell a youngster, join us at age 18 and we will keep you relevant for next 40, 50 years. If you become irrelevant, come to us, we will train back and we will ensure that you get something. Again, after 10 years, if you still feel that you need to upskill yourself, come back to us. So that relationship for 50 years, I'm telling my institutions that you should do that. Whether that is currently happening, maybe no. Because even the entire ecosystem has to actually change the way disruption is happening in the industry. Because some of you might not have actually experienced, but the people here might have experienced that. That if you really look at what banking sector was about 20 years back, it was pain in ass, to be very honest. But now we don't visit banks for 5 years, 10 years. Means what? Means you require banking, but you may not require banks. And same thing is going to happen with education. You will require education, but you may not require institutions in that format. So, coming back, and why we are saying this is that you may not require institutions in that format because of this advent of metaverse or MOOC platforms which you have, Swayam and Coursera's and those kind of things. The question is, there is enough material available there. But are we preparing ourselves to actually think on those lines? Are we actually using that material to upgrade ourselves? Because that's the way we want this country to move forward. And we at AICT are very committed about it. We are thinking on all these aspects very, very critically. We have started planning, as you know, for Vikasit Bharat, India of 2047. When we say India of 2047, a developed country of 2047, it means what? Can you tell me what is a developed country of 2047 means? Means we want a knowledge-based economy. You know what is knowledge-based economy? Or how many of you can define knowledge-based economy? You have just heard the word, right? Knowledge-based economy. It means economy which revolve around new ideas, new technology, new products. You generate wealth through new ideas. Means what? We have to actually come up with technologies, solutions, products which can generate wealth for this country. If you have to become a developed nation for a country of size of India, we need to have $15 trillion economy or a $20 trillion economy. Currently, what is the size of economy which you are aware? What is India's economic size? $4 trillion. 4.2, some people say. Some people who are pessimists say 3.8, 3.9. So if we have to move from $4 trillion economy to $15 trillion economy or 20 trillion, which is China is currently 20 trillion, $15 trillion, $16 trillion economy. US is $30 trillion economy. So if you have to move there, then we have to generate more and more ideas. And you have to sell those ideas across the globe. Then only this knowledge-based economy will certainly happen. And if you have to do that, then we need to continuously be ahead of the curve. We need to innovate. And that is from that perspective. Initiatives like these are very, very important. Because it helps you to become a part of solution and not part of problem. We all give gali to our education system, right? Huh? Rote learning hota hai, ye hota hai, wo hota hai. Barabar hai na? Huh? It's swallow and vomit kind of an education system which we are. We are trying to change that now. Okay? And it can only happen if we get support from people like you. Because we would like to see the results of the changes which we are making. For example, I don't know how many of you will be aware here, Bharat is the first country to actually introduce design thinking at 6th standard. Okay? We have around 1500 schools now offering design thinking as an elective. How many of you have done course on design thinking or some workshop on design thinking? Still very few. You need to actually, I think one of the things which we should do as an internal thing is that have a workshop, a massive workshop on design thinking for all the employees maybe. Okay? Because we internally also understand that design thinking is very important if you really want to actually have good products. And we will not compromise now on excellence. And that is, we are very, very clear about it. Even Modi ji, when I was discussing with him during Smart India Hackathon. How many of you know Smart India Hackathon? Oh, large number. Okay, I'm very happy to know. I don't know whether any one of you know, but I started Smart India Hackathon. Okay. Yeah. So, and when I started actually talking about Smart India Hackathon initially, when I conceptualized that in 2016, 2017, I had to go across the country. I addressed about lakh plus students, telling them what hackathon is. Even in computer science department, that word was never heard. Because a hackathon used to happen only in few big companies. Nobody else was aware of it. And we actually took it to what we can say government organizations and public organizations. And now you see hackathons happening in nook and corner of the country. But when we were actually reviewing that, when Prime Minister was reviewing the entire initiative, Prime Minister said, one thing is very important which our youngsters need to know is striving for excellence. And in which area especially? In area of design, in area of product engineering. बराबर है ना, हमने सबने प्रोजेक्ट्स किए होंगे ना कॉलेजेस में. हमारे प्रोजेक्ट्स कैसे होते हैं? Very shabby, wires hanging here and there, you know, screws यहाँ से वहाँ, देखने cardboard hanging. बराबर है ना? Very dirty. Because we never thought about product engineering, product design. और चाइना से प्रोडक्ट्स जो आते हैं वो देखते हो ना कितने क्यूट होते हैं. हाँ? चले ना चले अलग बात है. बट दिखते तो अच्छे हैं ना. Why we are not doing that? So we said that we have to invest a lot on it also. And now we have started organizing huge amount of boot camps and design workshops for innovators. So one of the consideration which I will again request, if possible, is that after this hackathon, if you have any kind of hardware products coming out of it, apart from normal software, please have those workshops also. Have designers involved right from the day one. I don't know what are the problem statements here, to be very honest with you. If they are there, if UI UX people are there right from the day one, from not just normal UI UX people, but trained people in that area, designers, then it will help in realizing or making a point or pushing that concept of design in our youngsters, because that is where we really are lacking a lot, because we have to make great products which we can sell internationally. We just cannot now rely on ourselves on just services. It has to be product-based, knowledge-based economy. You might have heard a lot of these terms like research and innovation and so on and so forth, right? Yeah? You might have heard, because जब डायस पे कहीं खड़ा रहता है तो ऐसे बड़े-बड़े buzzwords थ्रो तो करता ही है, बराबर है कि नहीं? समझे ना समझे. But can anyone tell me what is the simple difference between research and innovation, which will help you understand what I am trying to say moving forward? Okay. For me, research is very simple. I define it in a very simplistic way. मैं तो इतना ब्रेनी बंदा है नहीं. Huh? It's conversion of wealth into new knowledge. Okay? Huh? Wealth means what? You invest a lot of time, you invest a lot of money, you work on a hypothesis, you actually give a lot of intellectual input. Intellectual input is also wealth, right? Huh? And what you generate is new patent or a new paper or something, new technology. That is new knowledge, right? That is research. And what is innovation? Conversion of that new knowledge into wealth again. That is innovation. So, some of you who are taking this innovation route through participating in these kind of hackathons, you have to ask yourself that how I can generate wealth from this new knowledge. And for that, what all things I really need to do. And the trainings like these are going to be extremely helpful for taking that journey. So, I will stop here by just wishing you all the best, because now you, for next 24 hours you have to participate in this hackathon. I hope you will come up with great products, some great ideas which Tredence can take forward or make some investments in it. If possible, maybe even incubate some of those ideas. As an internal startup, you may evolve as entrepreneur. I can talk about some of the schemes which we are doing, but those schemes will be far more boring than what I have said today. So, all our schemes and what the work which we are doing as AICT is there on our website. We are coming up with large number of programs for youngsters to actually move this path of innovation and entrepreneurship. We have come up with a lot of policy documents in that regard, but I will not bore you with that, because I know that you have to actually work, as I said, for 24 hours. So I will spare you. So thank you very much once again for giving me this opportunity and inviting me.